The boy was just picking up the trash in the dumpster, but he didn't expect to suddenly collapse when he got lost. His father wanted to save him, but he thought it was too late. The boy was sliding into the abyss at an amazing speed. Fortunately, a mechanical arm hooked the boy at the moment of crisis. When he was rescued by his father, he carefully dug up the soil, but found that it was a complete robot. The boy was excited at the moment. You know, in this world, robots have replaced boxing. The audience is no longer satisfied with the punch of boxing. Instead, they are obsessed with the sparks that collide between the mechanical arms. Max grew up in this environment. Naturally, he also wants to have a robot of his own. However, his family conditions are limited. But today, he accidentally found a robot in the dumpster. He was so excited that he quickly dug up the surrounding soil. After digging for a whole night, he finally dug out the robot. When he returned home, Max quickly plugged it in. But he didn't expect that the robot that had been sleeping in the dumpster for so long could still start normally. What surprised Max even more was that this robot had a rare imitation function. Even his father was very surprised. Then his girlfriend gave the robot a remote control and told him how to operate it. This is also very simple for Max, who often plays games. Max used a water gun to carefully clean the robot's house, but suddenly he noticed something. The robot had a string of English letters engraved on its chest. Adam. Obviously, this is his name. Then he took Adam to his father and wanted him to take part in the robot competition. But his father rejected him directly. Because he was the second-generation imitation robot, he was designed to be beaten. It was ridiculous to let him go boxing. But Max didn't agree with his father's opinion. He always felt that Adam was not an ordinary robot. He seemed to understand what he was saying. He had a great potential. So he found his father again and begged him to help him make an appointment for a game. Facing his son's constant begging, his father finally chose to compromise. He took him to his friend's boxing gym and prepared to show him what a real boxing robot is. He wanted him to give up. Here, Max saw the world's most powerful robot, Zeus. He only needed one move to finish his opponent. But this didn't scare Max. Instead, it made him more determined to let Adam participate. Facing his son's persistence, his father had to take him to an underground boxing gym. Here, his father found him a relatively weak opponent. If Adam wins, they will receive a $1,000 reward. But if he loses, Adam will belong to all the organizers. Soon the scene was full of people. They were looking forward to this game. The opponent also made a mockery of them. But Max didn't care. He was just adjusting the equipment carefully. His father wanted to control Adam by himself. But Max said this was his robot. He didn't need his control. As the referee rang the bell, the game officially began. The opponent stepped on Adam's foot first. Then he punched him in the head. Adam didn't have the strength to fight back. Max, who was on the side, was also a little panicked. But fortunately, his father was on the side of the command. But the rebellious Max didn't appreciate it. He said he didn't need his help. And after losing his father's command, Adam once again fell to the bottom. He was crazy rubbed by his opponent on the stone. Max, who participated in the game for the first time, was also a little panicked. He didn't know how to operate the robot at all. Fortunately, Adam was a training robot. He was very tough. He was hit by the robot several times in a row. There was no mistake. But the slight bruise was not a big deal. There were 30 seconds left. At this moment, Uncle Wolf became very panicked. When the organizer set the rules for him, as long as he was not defeated within the specified time, then Adam won. And at this time, Adam was knocked down by a punch on the ground. The audience was excited at the scene. As the countdown began, the game was coming to an end. Max didn't want to give up. He shouted Adam's name desperately. Under the constant shouting, Adam seemed to hear the call. Then he stood up abruptly. His father couldn't believe that they actually won the game. This is the charm of boxing. In this way, they won $1,000. But his opponent was a little disappointed. He wanted to have another round. His father wanted to take the money. But his son agreed without hesitation. Obviously, the rebellious son made his father helpless. As the bell rang, the game began again. With the arrow of the front car, Adam successfully dodged the attack. He didn't wait for his opponent to counterattack. Max controlled Adam and launched a deadly attack. He successfully broke the opponent's system. He smashed his head crazily. Then he fell to the ground. Everyone was surprised. This robot actually won the game. His opponent was about to explode. But he also gave them $3,000. When he left, another manager found his father. He invited them to a game at the airport. If they won, they could get $7,000. At night, Max didn't sleep. He was studying the hardware upgrade of Adam. He was busy from night to day. He relied on functional drinks to survive. Now he needs a music that can excite himself. With the boy's movement, the robot also imitated it. The movements are exactly the same. There is no deviation. Such a dancing robot was born. But soon the voice woke up his father. But he was very happy to see them play so happily. Then Max began to introduce him to the results of the night. He said that now Adam could control it with his voice. He didn't need the remote to control it. His father also saw hope. So in the next few days, Uncle Wolf began to train Adam. Let him get used to every move. And Adam didn't let him down. Soon, Uncle Wolf's movements were all integrated into the system. Their highlight moment officially began. In the days of boxing, Adam can always win the opponent without any accidents. He got a lot of bonuses. Every time he went on the stage, he would come up with a task. It made the game less boring. The audience liked him more and more. After winning many games in a row, they also gained popularity locally. Soon they were invited to the international competition. This is also the dream of the father and son. As long as they can beat the opponent, they can make a name for themselves. But their first opponent was a twin star called the Evil Robot. Before the game, Max carefully checked Adam's parts to prevent any malfunctions on the field. And Uncle Wolf was nervous because it was his first time on the international stage. But just as the game was about to start, the manager of Joe C. found the father and son. He invited them to his room for a day. After coming to the room, the boss of the club welcomed the father and son. He said he wanted to buy Adam. As a reward, he would give the two of them $200,000. The father was very willing to sell Adam, but the son was unwilling to do so. Okay. And just to be clear, he's not for sale. Not now, not ever. Come on. Max left the room directly and had a big fight with his father. Uncle Wolf had no choice but to face the next game. Under the audience's encouragement, the twin stars made a strong appearance. His control panel was controlled by two drivers. He was able to make more precise judgments. Next is Adam's appearance. He first performed a trick in front of the audience. The atmosphere was instantly pulled up by their MC. But their opponents were laughing. Obviously, they didn't take the father and son seriously. Both sides took their places. As the referee began the game, the twin stars launched an attack first. Fortunately, Adam dodged in time and started a crazy counterattack against his head. But within a few rounds, the twin stars showed their advantages. They were controlled by two people and equipped with high-tech equipment. They soon forced Adam to the corner and then attacked with heavy punches. In an instant, the 4 arrows were fired. The father knew that if he continued to fight like this, they would definitely lose. Fortunately, the confident father found that the twin stars would extend their arms every time they rocked. This is the weakness of the twin stars. Once they were close, he couldn't lock onto the target. Adam found a chance to bypass his home. Then he started to get close to him. The close twin stars couldn't counterattack at all. They were beaten to no avail. Under continuous attacks, the twin stars' hard drive soon broke down. Under left and right dodging, the twin stars were thrown around. Then a punch KO the other party. The audience in the stadium was instantly excited. Unexpectedly, the robot picked up from the trash can was able to defeat the twin stars in the professional arena. The father and son were also very excited. The audience rushed to the ring. But when the host announced the result, Max missed a microphone in his hand. Then he publicly challenged the Zeus team madly. A high-ranking Zeus team was speechless. And the reason why Max would mock him so much was that he wanted to beat the next opponent and challenge the Zeus directly. And his move was really powerful. After the match, many reporters blocked the door of the Zeus Club. It seriously affected their lives. In the end, the Zeus team chose to face the pressure of public opinion. And as soon as Zeus appeared, he showed a very strong pressure. The audience in the stadium was excited. Then he jumped and came directly to the center of the ring. This scene was seen by Uncle Wolf. You should know that Zeus has not yet won a semifinal since his debut. His opponent was not cut off by 0-1, but was hit by a punch to the head. But even in the face of such a terrible outcome, the father and son were still calm. They believed that they could stand out in this game and become the world champion that everyone admired.